So hey guys, welcome back to another video, and if you're new here, my name is Edward Smith and welcome to my YouTube channel. And for those that don't know, my channel is all about music related content, whether it's unboxings, reviews, home studio kind of stuff. And if you don't want to miss any of those things, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, click on the bell notification, because it really helps out the channel. Other than that, the links of all these audio interfaces will be down in the description below, and also make sure you hang around all the way till the end of the video so that you don't miss the sound quality test of these interfaces. But before we start this video, I know that some of you are looking for an audio interface setup video, or maybe looking for the reason why you need an audio interface. And for those reasons, I've made other videos that you can watch where I show you how to set up an audio interface, which would be linked down below, or why you would need an audio interface in your small home studio setup. So to start this video, the first thing that we're going to do when looking at these budget audio interfaces is look at some of their similarities and common features. And right off the bat, all these audio interfaces are around $100. They have two inputs, both TRS and XLR. They have phantom power, which means you can plug in a normal microphone, but you can also use a condenser studio microphone. They have direct monitoring, which means every single time you record, you can listen to your music while you're recording, making sure that you sing right on time with the music. And they also have software that comes with them that works for both PC and Mac, which is awesome. The first audio interface that we're going to have a look at that's newest to the market is the Audient Evo 4. The Evo 4 audio interface by Audient is a really unique looking audio interface, but at the same time, it's really cool. It has two inputs on the back that are both TRX and XLR, and a guitar jack input on the front. It has this really nice knob on the top as well, which adjusts pretty much everything, but in terms of quality, I must say that it feels so good, a lot better than any other audio interface in this price range. And when you turn the knob, these light LED indicators around it just look amazing and so cool. The Evo 4 also includes its own software control, allowing you to adjust certain monitor levels on your computer screen. And it's also compatible with iOS and Android devices, not just Windows and Mac. But on the downside, to have one knob to adjust all the volume of your instruments, your monitors, to check levels, it's quite difficult. And another strange thing I discovered is that when you plug in your headphones, your monitor sound just switches off automatically, which is very strange. In terms of additional software, the Evo 4 comes with Cubase LE, which is a lower version of Cubase. It also comes with Audient's ARC software and a whole bunch of VST plugins. The next audio interface that we're going to look at is Native Instruments Komplete Audio 1. The Native Instruments Komplete Audio 1 is a really awesome and great audio interface for any budget home studio setup. And the thing that really sets it apart from all the other audio interfaces is its really cool volume meter. I love this. I need to know how loud my microphone is, I need to know how loud my guitar is, and these volume meters allow you to see that in a very clear way. The second thing that's awesome about this audio interface is its quality monitor knob at the top. That's really easy to access, especially if you have a small budget home studio setup in an apartment where you constantly have to adjust your monitor volume. It's definitely something that really stands out. When looking at the preamps of these audio interfaces, I must say that the Native Instruments Komplete Audio 1 had the warmest preamp, but not too warm. It was just perfect. But on the downside, I feel like this audio interface is a little bit plasticky, and also the outputs aren't TRS outputs, which means you won't be able to connect them to any studio monitors out there. When looking at the additional plugins that come with the Audio 1, you get Ableton Live Lite, you get Machine DAW, you get Monarch, and you get a whole bunch of effects plugins. The next audio interface that's one of my favorites is the Mackie Onyx 1x2. So first things first, the Mackie Onyx has the best build quality out of all the audio interfaces on this list. It has this really solid and durable steel casing that's perfect for any home studio owner or producer that's constantly on the go, constantly traveling. In terms of the knobs, it's also very good quality and seriously solid. This audio interface also comes with a whole bunch of features, including direct monitoring, which means zero latency latency, which is awesome. And it also records all the way up to 190 kilohertz, which is also exceptional. The only downside I have about this audio interface is that it's slightly heavy, so if you do travel, that might play a role, but if it's just sitting in your home studio, it should be fine. And also when you drop down the sample rate, it has a little bit of latency, but other than that, it's a really exceptional audio interface. In terms of additional software, the Mackie comes with 2 doors, which includes Pro Tools First and Waveform. The next audio interface that we're going to look at is Presonus Limited Edition Audiobox 96. So yes, first things first, this audio interface does look slightly dated and slightly old, and it's also the biggest out of all the audio interfaces on this list, but it is the cheapest and you get a lot more features than with the other audio interfaces, which is quite interesting. Coming with 2 XLR TRS combo jacks, which is really awesome, and they sound really good, especially when I recorded the vocals. They sounded nice and flat, which is what you want. This audio interface is also the only one on this list that has a Midi in and a Midi out. That's perfect for an old Midi keyboard that doesn't have a USB input. But on the downside, like I said earlier, it does look slightly dated, slightly old, and it is quite big compared to all the other audio interfaces on this list. But the thing that really sucks about this audio interface is the quality of the knobs. They really feel terrible. And it really doesn't make sense that the first knob that you touch controls the second input. I mean, that just doesn't make sense, Presonus. Otherwise, in terms of additional software, the Audiobox 96 includes Studio One DAW, Analog Lab Lite, and Studio Magic packs, which is a whole bunch of plugins. So before we get to the final audio interface on this list, I just want to remind you to please subscribe down below because it really helps out the channel and also with the entire YouTube algorithm. And also that I have released my own merchandise called Limits, which stands for Leave Me in the Studio. And I have a whole bunch of things from hoodies to t-shirts to pillows to phone covers to even things that you can put on the wall in your home studio that say Leave Me in the Studio. So if you're interested in any of those things, please look at the links down below. But other than that, let's get to our final audio interface, which is one of my favorites, and that is the Focusrite Scarlett Solo. So first things first, Focusrite is pretty much the best-selling audio interfaces on the market. And when looking at the Focusrite Scarlett Solo, you can definitely tell why. I mean, off the bat, this audio interface has a seriously good build quality. It has a nice steel aluminium casing all the way around, which is perfect for any home studio setup, especially if you're a producer on the go. In terms of the microphone preamps, they are the best out of all these audio interfaces. And the new Scarlett series also include a very unique feature, which is the air button, allowing you to have the same audio quality as Focusrite's more expensive audio interfaces. On the downside though, the knobs of this audio interface are very close to one another, which means every single time I wanted to change the volume of an instrument, I by accidentally hit the monitor volume knob as well, which is a little bit irritating. In terms of additional software, the Focusrite Scarlett Solo comes with Ableton Live Lite, Pro Tools First, and Focusrite Collective, which gives you frequent access to free plugins. Now we're going to have a look at my favorite features of these audio interfaces, starting with the newest and the coolest, and that will be the Audient Evo 4. I really love the unique shape of this audio interface. I love the LED lights around the knob. I love the feel of the knob. It's really just a cool audio interface. In terms of build quality, it was difficult to pick between the Focusrite Scarlett Solo and the Mackie Onyx due to the fact that they both have that steel aluminium casing which you are looking for. But I've decided to go with the Mackie Onyx because it's just a little bit more solid. The knobs feel a little bit more solid. It does weigh a bit more, but you just know that this is a more solid, robust type product. In terms of preamps, I've decided to go for the Focusrite Scarlett Solo. Yes, the Komplete Audio one had that nice warm type preamp, nice warm sound. But the Focusrite Scarlett Solo wins it for me due to the fact that it has that air button which gives you that better Focusrite type product quality, which is something that's really unique for an audio interface at this price range. In terms of additional software, I've gone with the Komplete Audio 1 because it's a Native Instruments product, and if you have anything to do with Native Instruments, you have a lot of instruments right at your fingertips, and that's what you get with this audio interface. So definitely perfect for instrument plugins and for any additional software. And when looking at best value for money, I'll have to go with the Presonus Audiobox 96 because you are getting a product that's only $99 that gives you everything that all these other audio interfaces give you and more, with MIDI outs, 2 XLR inputs, pretty much anything you'd need in a home studio setup. Yes, it is slightly heavy, yes, it is slightly dated, but it is definitely the best value for money. To do these tests, I'm using the Audio-Technica AT2020 condenser microphone, and I'm currently testing the Audient Evo 4 audio interface. The audio interface that I'm testing now is the Native Instruments Komplete Audio 1. This next audio interface that I'm testing is the Mackie Onyx 1x2 audio interface. The audio interface that I'm testing now is the Presonus Audiobox USB 96. I'm now testing the Focusrite Scarlett Solo, and now I'm doing the same with the air button switched on, giving you Focusrite's more expensive audio interface audio quality. So that brings this video to an end of the 5 best $100 audio interfaces of 2020. And just a reminder that I have released my own merch called Limits, which stands for Leave Me in the Studio, and it will be linked down below if you want to get any hoodies or t-shirts or pillows or anything like that. All your support will be really appreciated. But other than that, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, please do give it a thumbs up, and if you loved it, subscribe down below, and I will see you for another video next time.